Yeah, so tomorrow what we're going to go over is we're going to go over the four primary types of signature stories to start with, and then we're even going to get into the framework of how to start building those, and then just some tips and tricks on really easy ways to do it. So really the four stories, I'll give you a little bit of a teaser there for tomorrow's class. We're going to start with the origin story. So that's similar to what Robin talked about yesterday, right? You can have something that kind of shows how you got started there. We're going to have the client transformation story. So that shows like what happened for someone like them, similar to them, right? So they can relate to it. So again, we're not focusing on us, we're focusing on a client that we helped. We're going to have the value story, really something that shows how our values are presented and really what we're all about. And then we're going to have the failure and the lesson story. This is one of my favorites because it attracts people very much because we live in such a Instagram filtered society. Everybody thinks everyone's life is perfect, but really when you start sharing, failures, frustrations, struggles, and the pain that comes with those, that's a really quick way to build a relationship with people and to build trust really quickly.
Hey, so out of those four story types, guys, in the chat, like if you wanted Coach to kind of touch on one of them a little bit deeper right now, which one would it be? Would it be value, failure? What was it? Failure, value, origin, and
transformation.
Transformation. Failure, value, origin, transformation.
I think transformation would be interesting. That's what I'd like to hear.
So, all right, Coach. So with a transformation story, of course, we need to have a little glimpse into what that really means, but also like when you might use it. You know what I mean? When it might be deployed.
Yeah, so there's going to be different examples that we'll talk about tomorrow. We'll talk about examples for maybe business partner meetings versus client meetings. So a quick example of like a client meeting is, you're sitting there and you're doing a consultation with, let's say, a buyer, and they want to or express interest in investing in real estate. And so you could share a transformation story. Like I've got a story. I helped a gentleman. I'd helped his dad originally about 20 years ago buy a house, and he referred his son to me. That's how you know you're getting old in the industry, right? Is when you start working with their kids. And so his son comes to me and he's talking about buying his first home. And of course, he talks about, house hacking. He wants to invest in real estate. And so we start digging into that a little bit. What's this look like for you? And so we are able to lay out a plan where we can say, okay, in the next 5 years, here's how you can buy 3 to 4 properties. We're on number 3 now. So he's actually following the plan. So it's a good example. I get into a little bit more detail about some of the things we did and how we laid that out. But we laid out an exact timeline and a map for that, for him to get there. And so the transformation is this young man went from having no property, right? He lived with his parents, to now he has 3 rental properties in less than 5 years. So, that's a cool transformation story that they can see. They can put themselves in that situation because, again, he didn't have a lot of money. He had a little bit of money saved up because he'd been living with mom and dad. And he had this thought that he wanted to invest in real estate. And so we showed them how exactly he could get there.
We talk about the daily success plan being a plan and a blueprint to get business in the door, right? That's what we talk about all the time. And the neat thing about this is when it comes to signature stories, for me, I have the thought, that's kind of why I asked you a question in the beginning, like, how'd you come up with this? Is I feel like signature stories have to be some sort of organic thing, like supernatural. You never know when they're going to pop in or how you're going to use them or what to deploy. It's not like that. They're a natural, organic, flowy thing. But the truth is they're not. And in fact, you can have structure with them. You can have identified stories that you do use and do deploy at certain times that just help move the transaction forward, right? And that's what you're doing, is you're helping us structure them and understand how to use them, when to deploy them, that sort of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. If you think about like anytime you're at a conference or you hear a keynote address, you hear a TED Talk, whatever it is, and you think about the ones that are the most memorable, and I guarantee you, if you go back and look at it, the reason they're memorable is because they're filled with stories. There was a study done on TED Talks, and the ones that were like over 70% stories, because they just told so many different stories all the way through them. They were like 40 times more memorable or more viewed on YouTube than the ones that weren't. So, even us, if we go out into real estate offices, right, and we're presenting and we're telling them about what's going on, don't lead with rates and don't lead with what's going on in the market and the appreciation rates, right? You have to lead with things that are going to make you more memorable, because there's a million of us doing the same thing, talking about rates and fees and the market and oil prices and all that, right? But let's relate it to something that's personal to them. And that's really what we're trying to do in coaching, is we're just trying to, again, shorten that sales cycle, help us be able to build relationships faster.
Hey, thanks for checking out the highlights of today's Loan Officer Breakfast Club live call. Remember, you can join us live every day, 8:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday at breakfastclubzoom.com. If you'd like to see full replays, you can get those by becoming a member over at Mortgage Marketing Animals Next Level. If you want to learn more, go to MMAnextlevel.com. And thanks for joining us here at the Loan Officer Breakfast Club website. For that, we'd like to give you a free gift. If you just scroll down to the bottom of the page, we always have a giveaway for you, something really cool. With that, you have a great one. We'll catch you on the live call. See you then.